Welcome back. We're live from the Kampala Arena Hotel. It's the press box. So the City Oilers are in the building. The basketball champions over the National Basketball League, I should say. They have won it for the 7th time in a row. This one is the latest. This is what they won just yesterday. So like I was saying to my producers, this is the closest I have been to winning a basketball championship. I'll put it this close. We have the guests, but before I cross over to the guests, I want to let you know that there is a very special person on the panel tonight. He is turning 47 years of age. He is called Mark Sally, and no one seems to have told the world that it's Mark Sally's birthday today. So please, let us sing for Mark Sally, guys. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mark Sally. Happy birthday to you. So good evening, Mark, and happy birthday.
Andrew, I'm going to kill you. But just to put it in perspective, yeah, because we're talking basketball.
Yes.
The year James Okello was born,
Yes.
I was the first year at Makerere University playing in the league. And I won the league when he was 3. Thankfully, Monday was a little kid watching then.
Yes.
He was just starting out at Rhino. And then I think I played Wizard against him a few years before my knees gave way. By the time he was champion in '97, Monday, I was stopping.
Nice.
Yeah.
Happy birthday once again, my friend.
Monday will tell you a little more about that. Yeah, the coach,
Let's quickly jump into happy birthday to you, Mark. The celebrations will kick off immediately. Immediately. The lights go down on the press box tonight.
Just one question. Is that his football age or his real age?
Well.
You know,
please, huh? Thank you.
Yeah, but he's.
Let's just talk ball and the years I played there.
But Mark, you really look good for 47, to be honest.
I think he has told you don't say his age again.
Oh, sorry, I won't say he's 47 on air again. Guys, first of all, congratulations to the City Oilers, Mandy Jiruni, the head coach of the side. Good evening and welcome to the show. Once again, congratulations, the captain, James Okello as well. Congratulations. Good evening, guys. How are you feeling? 7 in a row.
Feel relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been a long one, isn't it? I mean, 4-3 is as tight as you can say. What makes it even more interesting, it was 3-1 at some point. You probably were getting comfortable. Then it was 3-3. What a series this has been.
Yeah, it's been a tough series. I mean, UCU has played tremendous basketball since the season started. So we knew it was going to be tough because the young, athletic team, and they really, gave us a very good final.
Yeah. And James, you as a player, how competitive has it been? How mouth-watering has it been until the finale?
Thank you, Andrew. I think this has really been a very tough series, considering that we have been having sick people, injuries, and all over. So I think it has been very, very tough.
I asked, before I come to Asha, who is our basketball expert, just like Mark Sally, I asked something, and I said something on the show last week, and I think I should ask you now. 7 in a row. That is totally dominating the Ugandan basketball scene. So my question is, are you guys too good, or is the league...
Well, I mean, I'll not say that we are too good. I mean, we've really worked for this one. Actually, out of the 7 championships that we've won, 3 of them have been won in 7 games. So we've been working hard, and I think the other teams, have improved a lot. So as they improve, we also want, to get better. It's just unfortunate that this season we had so many injuries, so it looked a little bit, like we looked a little bit shaky that another team would.
I think you're genuinely just being sarcastic now by saying we had that many injuries, we looked shaky. Championship is here, my friend. Asha.
Well, I'm sorry, but I have to go all the way back.
Yeah.
City Oilers is Team York Chalo for me. Because they started from Kabira. Just coach, just give us a brief background of how City Oilers started, because as far as I remember, it was a pickup session. Please take us through, because everyone wants to know, how did this team that is winning 7 titles in a row, it's unprecedented. This has never happened anywhere. Can you just take us through?
Well, I mean, we started as just a group of friends who just wanted to pick up. and just lose some weight. And as
you
we
lost some weight.
as we played pickup, it became competitive. So we started getting ideas. If we are competing like this, why don't we try out playing in the league? So the following year we started the team in Div 3.
Right.
By then I hadn't joined the City Oilers, but so many friends of mine who were playing. That time I was still coaching Warriors.
This is 2011.
Yeah, so 2011 they started Div 3, and I joined in as they were promoted to Div 2. Me and James. So we joined the same year. We played in Div 2.
Went to the final.
Went to the finals. Won the finals. Were promoted to NBL. Because of the rules, I couldn't coach and play at the same time.
Yeah.
So they had to retire me. So I retired playing and started coaching. Yeah.
And just to Okelo, come on. Remember you all the way from Crane High. You used to touch a high school basketball, and then City Oilers signed you. Of course, this team from Div 3 and going into Div 2. What were you thinking at the moment? Were you thinking this is an opportunity for me to showcase my career? Maybe I can grow with this team. Did they sell you a dream, or were you just looking for a team to play for?
Of course, when they approached me, because by then Mugi was with them, started the team with them. So when Mugi approached me,
who was your coach at Crane High?
Who was my coach at
Crane High.
So he told me, look, Oxy, there's this team that is coming in. These people can take care of you. And by then, maybe I was looking for a club that can actually give me a scholarship. So I was looking up to like universities, let's say like UCU, Nkumba, KIU. So when Mugi came in with that idea, I sat down with the management. By then Haji was the manager, at the same time the coach. So he gave me his view. He was like, Oxy, look, you're a young boy, you want to go to school, we can give you this, that. I was like, okay, let me just play. Of course, I knew I was a good player coming from high school. I knew I could go into bigger teams, but when he gave me that view, I was like, okay, I'll just grow with this team, and here we are.
And Monday, when you came in, you had just won a championship with the Warriors in 2011, and you're going to coach a second division team.
Yeah.
What kind of convincing is that?
I don't know. Look at
my friend. Were you thinking, come on?
Well, of course I was thinking. Of course, it wasn't easy. First of all, leaving Warriors after winning a championship. But the friendship that we had, between the City Oil management and the manager of Warriors, Mr. Ambrose Tashovia.
Right.
So agreed, to come and join the team. Obviously, when they approached me to be the coach, because I'd played with them, the previous season.
Right.
I was already, in the club. I still wanted to play because I knew I could play for maybe a few years. But coaching was my passion. I started coaching earlier, at a younger age. So I decided to leave Warriors, join the team, just to take on a challenge. And of course, this new club was very ambitious. They wanted to be the champions in the next 5 years, not immediately. So there were a few young players in the team and a few veterans, but we had to build the team. Once we won the league the first time, of course our plan changed, and we wanted to strengthen the team to compete, because at that time, once you win the league, you have to go and represent, in Zone 5.
Zone 5, yeah.
So we went, Zone 5 our first time. We think we lost in the semi-finals. And of course, as City Oil, we always want to do better. Yeah. We always want to learn, from the mistakes that we make, how we want to improve the team, where we are lacking. And from year in, year out, we've been strengthening this team.
And that was 2014 in Mombasa when you finished third.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
But guys, I want to ask you something more human than basketball. To be honest, what you guys learned from this kind of run you've had, and I think I would ask both of you pretty much the same question, because 7 in a row means that's some mentality as well. Do you smell that arrogance in the dressing room? How important has it been that you win a championship so you're confident enough to go? That arrogance, you know what I mean? It must be important for you guys. Do you smell it? This guy probably walks in with shirtless because they feel they're the champions. Is that the spirit?
No. We have a group of guys who are very humble, and they always want to do better. They always want to improve. And as the more we've been winning this championship, the more we want to challenge ourselves, and I think that has been our focus. Can we challenge ourselves? We're not thinking about the other teams, but ourselves. Yeah. What can we do to be better, to be a better player, to be a better team? Yeah.
I mean, you realize it's more of a political answer, James, to be honest. But on your side, how good are the players you lead?
Just like Coach said, I think these are a very disciplined group of guys. So they really listen and they know what they want. So I don't really have any problem like leading them, and because they are mature people and they know really what they want.
James, I'm going to be very candid. I'm going to be very straight. When you look at the rest of the league, some people will tell you that the reason why the Warriors, KIU and Power are not really competing against the City Oilers is because of indiscipline. And by that, you're a young man, your teammates are young as well, they're trying to have a career for themselves, but what really keeps you focused, to stay in that mentality that we are chasing this dream, this is what we want to achieve? Because elsewhere, you have some teams that a night before the game, they are drinking alcohol in a bar, and yet they have a game to play the next day, a series, a decider. What keeps you grounded and your teammates?
Well, I think the management is always behind us, trying to keep us together. And they look at characters they recruit into the team. So they don't look around to recruit people who know they'll come and infect the team. So they really look at people who are coming to strengthen the team and make the team better. That's why they try so much and sign players who are more disciplined and actually more experienced. So they really focus on that. That's why I think it has really been a successful season this year.
Ash, I would want us, I think, let's try and go through the series then, the 7 games. And for me, like I said in my intro, I'm starting with 3-1. I'm starting everything at 3-1 because I feel that is when some of the basketball fans were like, I think this is running away. You want first to go back to game 1?
Yes, can I go back to game 1?
Okay.
First of all, before the series started, Andrew here asked us what will be the result.
Yeah.
Mark said,
oh, wow,
City Oilers in 7. I said, I think UCU have a chance. Like really, I gave it to UCU.
Yeah.
The other Monday when we came, it was 3-1. And I said, nah, City Oilers is closing this in game 5. These guys went and lost 2 games straight. Yeah. And I was being looked at as someone who is not serious with their predictions. And I almost said, you know what, maybe UCU can win the championship. Yeah. And then City Oilers yesterday come up. There was no way UCU was going to win that game, especially in the last quarter. So yes, please go on.
Manda, let's go through it. At 3-1, did you feel you guys had started brilliant, but now you're taking the foot off the pedal? Because it was 3-3.
Well, no. I think our players wanted to actually close the game. We've played as a club. We've played basketball for the last 3 years. Like throughout the year, and if you are training every day and you're playing games from January to January, and you get an opportunity to close out the series, you want to. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. So of course we lost game 5, I think. Yeah, we lost game 5, and it was 3-2. And of course, basketball 3-2 if you're going to the next game, that can be anyone's game. But but if you look at UCU, if you're 3-1 down, you have no pressure. You're going to play your hearts out. You're going to enjoy the game. They had nothing to lose.
Right.
So of course they caught up, 3-3. Now when they caught up, we knew now that UCU has something to lose, and probably there's going to be some kind of pressure, because they want to win the championship just like us. Yeah.
Wow. And James, I just want to ask you something. You had all these injuries all the way from the season. Francis Azolibe got injured in Dar es Salaam at the BAO qualifiers. Then you have Stephen Omonyi's out. Tony was actually limping. At some point I saw him limping. Yes, Jonathan Egau. But let's talk about the importance of 3-on-3 basketball and the Federation of Uganda Basketball Associations trying to focus that and giving you an opportunity to play for Uganda. You and Tony Drileba and Egau, how that helped the City Oilers. Does it make you faster, 3-on-3?
Well, 3-on-3, I'll say it kind of makes you like a good creative player. So you become like very good at maybe creating a play or something like that. I think that's where I really thank 3-on-3, because all the tournaments I've played, I think I've been improving every now and then, especially on my individual skills, like beating my man to the hoop, shooting. Yeah, so I think it does really help.
Because you played here at the Africa 3-on-3 Cup, and also Egau unfortunately got injured in Qatar. But okay, it's very interesting to know that 3-on-3 played a very big role.
Nick is in the building tonight. We've just been having a couple of tea with him behind there, but we haven't even talked about how good UCU actually were, because we do understand sometimes the champion takes all the lights, all the back page stories. But how good were they in this series? How good are they inside, in your view?
Well, they were very good. I mean, that's why they were number 1 seeds at the end of the season. That's why we actually played 7 games. That does not come, by mistake. UCU has a basketball program that is going to, just go on for years. Yeah. Simply because of, first of all, their recruitment, and of course the young players in high school always want, to associate with universities that have good basketball programs. So they'll always, pick the best from the high school. Yeah. If you look at their team, it's a really an athletic team, very young, lanky, and they will run at you if you don't have a very good offense that can stop their runs. They'll run at you and just make easy baskets. Yeah,
I want us to talk about that UCU side in detail, but Nick is here, so he will be joining Joel Kamadi very, very shortly. But I wanted to ask you something completely different. Of the 7 finals, last 7, I don't know how many you remember. Where do you rank this one?
I swear to you, I rank this one as number 1.
Oh, really?
Not because it's the closest, but because of how, I don't know. There's the 2013 against the Falcons.
Well, I can tell you that all game 7s are never easy.
Yeah, you see.
This seems like it's ranked number 1. Yeah. But if you look at the UCU team that we played, a few years back
in 2015.
Yeah, that was a very big, UCU team. Yeah. That had Desmond and
Desmond O'Willy and Ivan Wanyika.
Yeah, it was a very big team.
And Sudi Ulanga, right?
Sudi Ulanga, yeah. So,
but James, it seems you have a different view. I mean, I've not seen you this vocal since the show started. Where do you rank this one?
Where do you rank this one?
This one, I think, maybe second.
Second?
Behind which one?
Behind 2015 against the UCU.
Against the UCU again. Yeah, but you know why I said this one? Because they had injuries. And seriously, yesterday Lugogo was sold out. Yeah. There were more people maybe outside than inside. There was nowhere to sit. Everyone was there because they thought UCU would actually win the championship and finally end City Oilers' run. So there was a chance, I think, yesterday for City Oilers before the game. Yeah. Grace, I can see you putting up your hands. But yeah, I feel like this one was the hardest. Really.
I mean, you've got to praise your squad then. I mean, you look at all the problems we're talking about, injuries, the pressure of being the defending champion. You look at your players now and you're immediately thinking of freshening up that team, or you're saying, hey, let's first celebrate?
Well, of course, if we don't strengthen the team, we're punishing the players who are there. Ox and Laundry have been the only two bigs who have been playing for us for the last maybe 2-3 months.
Averaging 38 minutes.
38 minutes, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so of course, if we continue doing that, they too might get injuries. So I think it's very important that we strengthen the team, have more bodies, by also looking at City Oil as a club. We always look at ourselves playing at African level.
Yeah.
And for us to be able to be successful up there, we have to have a very good team back home.
Sorry, how huge is that? How huge is playing at the African level? And last many appearances have been, I don't know what you've made of them.
I mean, we've been in 3 continental championships. Of course, I think our best was when we finished number 5.
2017.
2017.
Tunisia.
Yeah. This time around, we really wanted to be in BAL. Unfortunately, we still had the same problems that we've been facing, injuries, and of course we always want to land. I think our recruitment this time around was not what we expected. When you bring in imports to help you play at that level, they have to be good.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think somehow, that, didn't work our way. Of course, when we are recruiting, we look at these videos that, agents send us and players send us. And of course, people make nice videos,
Yeah.
So you go by that, Now, as a club, as management, we now want to look at these players ourselves, and just make the decision ourselves. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Just to ask James, did you at some point before Game 7 or during the game think about, we could have made it to the Basketball Africa League, we could have gone to BAL, but now if we lose this Game 7, we are not going to the qualifiers? Did that motivate you in any way that you badly had to win that Game 7 for the simple reason of just going back to the African level? And how did you help your teammates to understand that?
Yeah,
because you're the captain.
Not only me, but even the management has been behind our backs. Like, this is the only way, guys, we can go back to BAL, so you guys have to step up and play. So as a captain, of course, I had to pass on the information and make sure all the boys understand how important this game is. But as City Oilers, I think we always play better when our backs
are against the wall.
Against the wall. That's when we bring our A game. That's why you see like Landry came big last night, because he knows he doesn't have another chance. So I think that's a plus.
A final question, please, Andrew. Please forgive me. It's basketball. Come on.
You have a big set that side.
Now I would have finished.
Also, let's keep this show in English. Okay. Please ask the final.
James, final question. Yesterday after the game, you told me, Abantu no Kidiza. That's what you told me.
Yeah.
Did you feel at some point in the series, did you feel disrespected that people have forgotten City Oilers are 6-time champions in a row, and that you needed to affirm your position?
Yeah, last year our theme was make them believe. But people didn't understand that. So I think we needed to switch this year's theme, maybe to strengthen, make them something. But it was this is our city. I usually feel it, but I'm not showing off. But
but you're showing off.
Well, I tell you what, on the other set tonight on the press box is Maxali, the birthday boy, 47 today. That's a fact, Mark. I'm sure your passport has it somewhere. The last time he won a major championship in basketball, the records weren't recorded yet, because we start with Oilers moving forward in so many ways. But he's joined by Nick, the head coach of UCU Cannons. If you're talking about Ugandan basketball this year, you talk about the champions, then you talk about his side. Joel Kamadi is standing by. Joel, what's happening?
Now, if you didn't attend the game yesterday and you woke up this morning, you might have been forgiven for thinking that, you know, it was all plain sailing for City Oilers, but that wasn't the case actually. They were pushed and pushed to the limit by one UCU Cannons. And joining me here tonight, and of course together with Mark Sally, is none other than UCU Cannons head coach Nick Natuhereza. Nick, a very warm welcome to the press box.
Thanks for having me.
I just want to start with one question, and it's from your opposite number, who said you are a very determined and athletic team with a very, very good restructuring system and all that. Did you have it in you, or did you think at one point City Oilers, UCU Cannons, were going to win that title at 3-3?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. If you don't have that, then I guess you don't have reason to show up for the game.
Yeah.
You know, so given how all the games went, I felt like all the games were close, could have gone either way, getting into Game 7. So definitely we had a lot of belief that we could, overcome the City Oilers this time around. But, it wasn't to be. I think City Oil, played like, 6-time champions, and they were hungry to get their 7th. And you saw how they started the game. I think they started the game strong and, made their intention known. So, yeah, respect to them. It didn't happen for us, but, we're proud of what we managed to do.
Okay, Mark.
They were injury ravaged. Everybody thought that they were quite thin. Of course, they had only the 2 big men, James, who was on the set there, and Landry. And then they had 5-6 guards. Everybody is praising UCU for having done a great job, but do you feel in there that it's an opportunity lost? Is this a championship that, under those circumstances, you probably gave away? Do you feel that, or?
Well, obviously, anytime you come to the finals and get this close, it's an opportunity lost. But I personally don't buy the narrative that because City Oil had small numbers, therefore it was a disadvantage. I can tell you from coaching for 10 seasons now that sometimes less is more.
Less is more.
Yeah. So I mean, if 1 or 2 of your starting players are injured, I can understand.
Yeah.
But if you have a starting 5 that you've had for a couple of years that know how to do it, I don't think that should even be talked about. City Oil, obviously respect them for being able to do it with a few guys. But at the end of the day, at this stage, the roster normally shrinks. You can't play 10 players in the finals.
No.
I think that is almost impossible. Even us who had 12 players in uniform and some not in uniform couldn't play more than 8 players. So I think for me that
the
narrative,
rotation is a bit
at the end of the day,
yeah.
the rotation shrinks. You can't put so many people out there. So sometimes I believe, less is more. And for me, in this case, I don't want to buy the story that City Oil had injuries, so there were a few. I think that even actually helped them more than.
You think it helped them, yeah. Talking about help, you had almost an entire nation behind you. I mean, it was crazy being in Lugogo throughout the 7 games and hearing every time Grace and the City Oilers tried their let's go City Oil, they were shut down by a crowd that was booing them and saying UCU. How much of this was a factor? I mean, did it put your guys under pressure, or is it something that you fed into and should have used to win?
Well, I think, support or no support, we have seen great teams fall, in front of their home crowds. To go back, I think the Golden State Warriors that broke the regular season record fell in front of their home crowd in Game 7, against the Cavs. So, like I always tell the guys, let's not focus on anything that we can't control. The fans shouting for us is a good thing, but at the end of the day, we need to get on court and play basketball. You need to make shots, you need to. So, yes, it was a good thing that they were supporting us. It's been a while since I saw so many people in the arena supporting us. So, it's a good thing, but at the end of the day, I don't think it was going to be too much of a factor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nick, just Mark, 1 second. I have somebody on Twitter here who says, Jason Arinda says, Coach Nick, what has been your best and proudest moment in the coaching career so far? Otherwise, I appreciate your passion for scouting young talent and the good work you have done at Cannons. I wanted to talk about your recruitment structure. Many people praise it, but in the past, would you say it has been, you know, part of your downfall? Because, you know, you have a university side that has players coming in and going. They don't have the same side year in, year out. Yeah. But this year, you're telling me earlier, it's different.
Yeah, well, I think the most important thing is that we understand what we are as UCU. You know, that's a reality we have to live with. We can't think about having players for, you know, 5 seasons, 6 seasons. I think for me that's a waste of time. You know, I can tell you that every beginning of season, people tell me that, oh, you've lost so and so, so that means you're probably going to struggle. Yeah. I don't spend my energy and time on that. Yeah. You know, I spend it on the players that are coming in. I try to make sure that the players that are coming in believe and understand that they have an opportunity to represent themselves in that moment, not living what happened last season, so and so has moved on. I mean, create your own memories as a UCU Canon, so that when you leave, you know, you'll be talked about as someone who took the UCU program to another level. You know, so I think that's why we've been able to survive over the years. I think it's a waste of energy trying to be like City Oil Power that keep players for a couple of years. That's why the formula is going to work for us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's 2 things here. One, when you talk about the passion that has been talked about there and the energy, and also the focus from my last question, it brings me to the question about you and your conduct on the bench. There was a point in Game 6 where I was yelling. I don't think you saw me or heard me. I was yelling at you to calm down because you were in the ref's ear the entire first half and even into the break. Yeah. And a bit of the second half until the 4th quarter when you cooled down. And I was yelling from up there saying, Nick, calm down. Your boys are winning. Don't kill the momentum and things like that. And focus on the game and things. Then I thought, but you will tell me what I hope I don't bias your answer. Then I thought to myself after the whole game and all, because at some point I was mad and I was saying, what is Nick doing? Then I said, maybe this is because I've seen it in other sports, like football, where coaches work up siege mentalities. Yeah. You know, you get your team to, like, it's us against the world thing and all. And then I don't know, is that what you were doing, or did you actually believe through this series and a few others that the refereeing standards are not up there, or the calls are against you and things like that? Tell me what goes through your mind when you're all over the referees on that touchline, you and your bench. There's a few other guys who take after you in that sense and all. Just run me through it so we can understand it. And the guys out there are probably curious,
Yeah, I think over time I've developed a reputation of being a little too animated, too passionate on the sideline. And to be honest with you, I don't regret any of the things that I do on the sideline, because I think if you have passion, you really need to put it out there. So I'm not going to go to the sideline and fake it. You know, people are saying calm down. Unless you've been on the sideline, you'll be able to tell me to calm down. You know, but unfortunately, most people who say calm down, don't do ABCD, don't know what it's like on the sideline. Yeah. At the end of the day, I think you need to put your personality out there. You know, I'm passionate when I get, you know, to the court, whether it's practice, whether it's the game. I'm not good at holding back. If the referees are going to make a mistake, which they will do, I'm going to, you'll probably say something, but I know no referee can come here and say that I've insulted them. It's normally a misunderstanding what I think.
Because I was going to ask actually, what exactly is it that you say all the time that you say it? What is it you're saying? Yes. Like that Game 6 I'm talking about, he got 1 T. I thought he deserved like 4 and an ejection. So what is it you're saying? Are you showing us a tough guy thing here while saying sweet nothings there? I know. What is it exactly that you're saying?
I think
and is the refereeing that bad? You answer both questions anyway. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I think one of the things that I try not to do after games is dwell on the fact that referees were bad or referees were good. At least no one can on the record say that I've come out and said anything. You know, I know I've had some people chat about the referees were not good in the last game or so, but that's not me. There are so many things in Ugandan basketball that are not as they should be, and I think referees can do a better job, managers can do a better job, coaches can do a better job, but we can't just say don't talk about it. You know, so The referees have a lot of work to do. That one I can tell you. During the game, if there's a foul that should have been called, I would say that was a foul. And normally I think that's what it's about. I don't insult anyone for making mistakes. I know it's a tough job that they do, and I appreciate that, because I also struggle in practice when I'm sometimes refereeing my guys when they're practicing. So it's never anything against them. It's just trying to put my my mind out there and probably my emotions. Sometimes I go overboard, and when I do, I know. So
I'll tell you, just refer, because when I was trying to tell you to calm down at that point, in fact afterwards I laughed at myself, because I used to have a problem in the league. There was where you have Chirabo now, we had President, and I said a few bad things to him for so many years. It's unbelievable now that he didn't take any of it personally, so we are friends and all. But it can be tough. The bit I wanted to ask about though is going on to the coaching issue. There's even a time I started a conversation on one of the forums on which Grace is about who is the best coach of all time in Uganda, and so the conversation came up and I brought up some names, and largely, as far as this era is concerned, it's zeroed down between you and Monday. And of course, because Monday has all the silverware, he probably won that debate there. Outside of that, there's the lingering issue about how good are our coaches. What's happening? For example, how did you get that good? Do we have anything in Ugandan basketball that actually builds up coaching? And if we don't, what are we supposed to do about this situation? Because now, it's literally like in the men's game, it's just the two of you. I mean, if I'm wrong, you can say that and tell me how you got that good, how Monday got that good, and do we have a systematic way of building coaches here?
Well, I can say that we are trying to have a systematic way of building coaches, but I think it largely has come down to individuals who get into coaching, understanding why are they there, do they want to get better as coaches, because at the end of the day they have huge impact on the game. Personally, I started coaching straight out of university. I was not even close to being a good player on my team. ECU, some people probably don't remember that I was part of the ECU team.
When was this? When is this?
This was, I left school I graduated in 2009. Started coaching in 2010. I was thrown into the fire, really. So after that first season, I figured that I had to do a lot to invest in myself as an individual, to coach better every time I get on court or I go out for practice. So I think we need people to have that mindset. The motivation can't be that you're either winning or losing. Because for me, coaching is not about I want to win. I've won so much. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to win the championship with the men. But I think for me, the most important thing as a coach is, do you get the best out of the players? Do your players, do you inspire your players and motivate them to, go out there and play and do their best? I think that's important. But the motivation, I think, is a factor.
It is a factor, okay. At an individual level. But how about clinics and schooling our guys?
I can tell you we have had so many clinics, but the clinics, if you do a 1 week clinic, what are you doing after the clinic? I think that's what is important. For most of us, we are not translating what we're doing in clinics into the game.
We have to take it back to Andrew and the rest of the guys that side. But before we do that, one last question before we take it to Monday and James on the other side. Let's talk about your team. This team this year that took Oilers to Game 7. You're retaining most of this team going into this coming season. Maybe you lose a player or two. Is that light for you at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, definitely. The last time we were in the finals, 2015, we lost everyone from the starting 5, but one player.
So Rumanyika and who?
We lost Desmond, we lost Rumanyika, I believe we lost Wacha. We stayed with Brian Nameka, was really the only starter that we could look at as the guy who stayed around. And this next season was a little tough. I think we made it to the semi-finals that year. But since then, this has been, our way back. And obviously, it's a good thing. And I told the guys after the game that we have an opportunity to, if you could say it, redeem ourselves, in this coming season. So, yeah.
Is it a better team than 2015, this one?
I think it's different. It's different. I heard, I think, Coach Mande say that Swidi was on that 2015 team, but Swidi wasn't. He had actually just moved on.
Okay.
We had a young point guard in Wacha Joseph. So I think in some ways this team is better, and in some ways also their team was, better. But I think in terms of, team fighting together, working hard, probably even outdoing themselves, this is probably the best we have seen out of the ECU side.
All right,
Mark,
we have to take it back. We have to take it back to this.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I still.
Okay,
we'll go back to. I had a lot of more questions for Nick.
I'll take it with this. Leave them with this reaction on Twitter from Ham Parker, who says, "We'll just congratulate them. You ask both coaches who is the GOAT of Ugandan basketball, Jimmy Enabu." Ham Parker asks. Maybe Nick, before we throw it back to them.
I think I might have to agree. I've been with Jimmy.
Yeah.
For a time he was at ECU. I can remember the things that we talked about with Jimmy a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I've seen him grow every year to a much better player. And I'm nothing but proud and excited for him. And I think I would have to agree. I think if you look at how much he has won, it's amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We'll be coming to you back to you in a bit. Andrew, that's the reaction from this side.
Yeah. That's a very good reaction. I like how that ends, to be honest, talking about the GOAT in Ugandan basketball. We've made a tactical change on this side. We've dropped a player who we felt was not as consistent as we expected in the first half of the show. So Mande Jiruni has had to step aside, the head coach. We brought in the general manager, Mr. Grace Kwizera is here with us. The captain, though, James Okello, still joins us. The GOAT in Ugandan basketball. Which name would you throw in there, my friend?
For longevity, I would go with Stephen Omonyi. Because of the awards, I mean, you can't touch Jimmy, so I don't know. I'm conflicted.
You're conflicted?
Yes.
Okello, the GOAT in Ugandan basketball.
I think I respect Stephen Omonyi, but still Norman is also right there.
Norman is also right there. Yeah. Mande Jiruni, I don't know, the GOAT in Ugandan basketball, you're not on set, I'll move on the message. Who are you going for? Who are you going for? Politics. He won't give me the answer yet.
Can you imagine Mark Sally is campaigning for his name?
He says it's Mark Sally. Yeah. He says it's Mark Sally, the birthday boy.
Mark, this is not about corporate league.
But Grace, first of all, good evening and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having
congratulations to you guys. I want to start off with, 7 in a row from a management perspective. What does this mean? How huge has it been for you and that office to make sure players go out there every other game, and now you're winning 7 in a row? That is character in a team, that is a mentality you've put in a team, but also that is management that is doing their job. How hard has it been?
For sure, it's not easy. It's not a walk in the park, and thankfully for us, we have a motive. We have something to look at, something to strive to achieve. We are a club that's part of a group of companies, the Mandela Group of Companies, and as you know, the Mandela Group won't do anything without striving for excellence, without seeking to be fair, without trying to be the best that they can, without taking care of the people that work for you. And that helps us as a club and helps the company, I guess. But for us as a club, it's very easy because then your players play for you because they know they're going to be taken care of. You are looking for the very best player. You're looking for a player who represents the organization, so you're not going to pick up an ill-mannered superstar, so to speak. And so those and that's why it's easy for us to really copy what the Mandela Group does.
So that's where the character has come from.
Absolutely.
That's where the funding has come from as well. Has it been enough?
Oh yes. You know, the other day somebody said the reason why we win is because of the money, and yet, firstly, there are 2 clubs that get same amount of money as we do or more.
Yeah.
It's just about how you use it. All right. And in addition to that, the narrative disrespects a club as big as an organization as big as UCU, and takes away the effort that they put into winning these games. It's not about. Otherwise, would have had 4-0 and gone home early. But I mean, it took us. We should have used that money and gotten us to 4-0 very early. So it helps to be able to pay salaries because these boys take care of people. But it's, in my opinion, 1/3 of the job.
No, so basically you're saying it's true we have the money, but the guys also put in.
Oh no, we remunerate. Everybody gets their salary, and we pay all year round, which is the only difference between us and other clubs.
Yeah.
And
Oh, really?
Yes. Other clubs play. Other clubs will pay for the duration of the season. But outside of that, we pay less for these players than others pay for their players.
And James, you can confirm that. I mean, we can quickly get this confirmation now. Asha.
Oh, but you don't want to not be paid this month. Well, James, I have a question for you. There's a photo, that we saw recently that had 4 MVPs. Yourself, MVP of 2018. You have Ben Komaket, who has now won 9 National League titles, 5 with 6 actually with City Oilers and 3 with Power. Yes, yeah, he has won 9. And then you have,
you have to forgive me there a minute.
Landry. You have a whole host of experience on that team. How important is it for all of you to stay humble, but to really understand the vision of the team, which is really to try and do your best every time you step out?
I think first and foremost is listening. You have to make sure you listen to each other. Yeah, that's very important, because if you look at a player like Steve, when he's talking, of course you have to
even you as the captain.
Even me as the captain, I listen.
Yes.
Landry, I respect Landry.
2 times on 5 MVP.
I think is if you walk around, you take a walk in the whole of Africa, I think he's the best big man.
Wow.
Big man I've ever seen in this region. So no doubt, I really respect him and salute him for that.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I'll come to Grace now. I mean, how do you motivate this group of players? I mean, you guys have won 7 in a row. When you go for this off-season and you guys are coming back for pre-season, what do you even tell them?
Thankfully, it's easy, because like I said before, the players we pick a certain type of player, certain type of human being first.
Yeah.
And that's one who is ambitious, who wants to take care of themselves, is seeking for excellence, wants to be the best at what he is doing, the best at his position, and that means that they want to come into a season and do that, because the only way you're going to prove that is actually to play.
Yeah.
And it's worked so far. James Ox joined us in our second year of
2012,
existence.
right?
He joined us with Chris, and at that time he would not make the top 50 basketballers in Uganda. I dare I say top 100.
Yeah.
But now, when you are making the list for the Silverbacks for Uganda, his name is number 1.
That's fantastic. That's huge. That's huge.
Grace, I have a question. Obviously, December was very tough for the City Oilers in Kigali. You went to the Basketball Africa League qualifiers wanting to qualify, and you fell short. You come back to the series. At some point, you're 3-1 up. It's leveled 3-3. Go into Game 7, win that game. And now you're champions. You get to go back to the BAL qualifiers. What next for the City Oilers? What do you see yourself achieving in 2020? What's the target?
We have to qualify for BAL. We deserve to qualify for BAL, but we have to show it. We have to go and make the final 12. And even after we make the final 12, we're not going there to just get the Nike uniform. We're going there. We're going there for the win, and that's our goal.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, guys, thank you very much. Such a pleasure having you guys on set.
Thank you for having us.
When we come back from the break, you realize the set might change because they might take their trophies away, so we might come back to normal. They're staying? Okay, until the end of the show?
Yes, we please enjoy them. We've had them for a while.
Even after the show.
And have us next year. Please have an extra table, because we have to bring the 8th.
Don't be arrogant, by the way, as well. Because
we're just ambitious. Just
by the way, Kabura, just for your own information, this man here, Grace Quizera, came in a shirt with 7 in 7.
Yeah.
Yesterday, before the game.
Yes.
He already had his T-shirt.
You have to believe. My
If
captain
this is
told
not
me we are going
arrogance,
to
I
win
don't
it today, and I believe him.
But congratulations, my
Thank
friend.
you, sir.
You guys have done fantastic. Captain,
Thank you.
congratulations. As always, on Monday as well, congratulations. And to Nick,
Congratulations.
well done, guys. You put in a battle that certainly has excited Ugandan basketball fans. We've got to go for a quick break now. When we come back, we focus on the biggest transfer stories around Europe. The Premier League was on this weekend as well. Yes, Manchester